So we're talking about pomp and circumstance. The president referred to the pomp and circumstance of their meeting and so on. Fascinating. But this is not anything new. The Catholic Church has been doing this for the longest while. Since around the 5th century, um, the northern neighbors, the Germans, there were 10 duchies or 10 tribes. And you had the Anglos, the Saxons, the Lombards, the Franks, the Ostrogoths, the Vandals, the Ostrogoths, the Visigoths, and so on. 10 tribes. And what Rome was doing was inviting them over to the down to the capital there, and they put on the regalia and they put on the fancy jewels and the this feathers and all that. And these poor guys came up with just maybe the little sword and some raggedy clothes and maybe an infant maid or whatever. And they really put on pomp and circumstance and made them feel so insignificant. And they also set them against each other, so that in fight of the Anglos, mesmerized them with the pomp and splendor, and suggested them that the Lombards were talking about them and were planning to attack them. So they going back now, the Lombards and them will be fighting. You will tell the Visigoths that the Ostrogoths have a beef with you. They're going to fight. And so they kept them fighting and fighting and fighting, divide and conquer, as it were. But as the Jewish religion begins to move up top to where prince and others in high power and influence started to marry into the Jewish family and start to imbibe the one God theory, practice, and the Bible is God's word and so on, and keeping the Sabbath, etc. They discover that, you know what, Anglos and Saxons are brothers, as well as the Ostrogoths and the Visigoths. And they united. And my understanding from my history is that after they were united, they discovered that Rome was really the culprit and went down and smashed Rome. Start beating it up from the outsides and so on, and then just 476 is declared dead. And what happened? The Vatican or whoever got a priest from Alexandria, Egypt, to go up and join 3 of the tribes. I can't remember the name of the tribes. I don't want to say the wrong thing here, because sometimes I have to make sure that I'm speaking, on the money. Yeah, there were 3 tribes that accepted his name was Arius, and they accepted his teachings, which was Arianism. Now, I never really read what Arianism was. I'm not interested. I just know it is some kind of voodoo, and I'm not gonna waste time to read it and get my mind sort of clouded with voodoo. I must be able to trust all my thoughts. So I don't play around with comic stuff and funny, stupid stuff and all that. I'm just dealing with my chemistry, my biology, and science and history. And I want to put in my mind truth, so that whenever I come up with anything, it's going to be really reliable and valid. Okay? I don't play with that, because not only that others might want to listen in and follow, I'm saying I am following what I say. I believe that. I will die for it, and I'm following it. Okay? And so 3 tribes began to practice this voodoo, and what happened? The Vatican was able to raise up an army and go and destroy them and write them off. You don't know where they are today. And in true contender, the Catholics are part of this action out here. They're not of the Germanic tribes. There were only 7 remaining, but they took the place of the 3, and I'm not sure what that means. Now, today, of course, in those days, they would excommunicate some king, and the king would feel, and he's gotta go kneeling in the snow, crawling in the snow on his knees to go up to the gate to the Pope and begging for forgiveness and all that, so that there's people gonna say, I take off the excommunication, everything can be good. I can't remember the name of the king also. He went crawling on his knees, got forgiveness to the Pope, and when he strengthened himself, he went and destroyed the Pope. And so, again, they attempt this pomp and circumstances, but today we're different. Obama is an educated man. He's well learned. He's running a very important business here, and one of the biggest business in the world. And so, I know that in Chicago he was working out to the Catholic Church and doing his lobbying and his organizing or whatever. But I noticed that he went and joined Brother Wright Church over there. And he's serious about the Bible and serious about Christ and the whole 9 yards. Now, things are happening, and I don't want to fault him too much, because I don't understand the role of the presidency. I don't know what happens. I don't know whatever, and I can understand. I mean, you could be doing things that you have to do. See, I mean, people come in and say, "Look, we want this, we want this, we want this," and half of the people saying that you have to find a way to do it, or else you have some strife on your hand. And so I'm glad that he went up there and met the Pope, and I don't see any bowing and kissing ring pictures. I don't know, any of that happened or whatever, but I am quite sure that the sovereignty of the United States wasn't up for grabs, and this is another delay. He has to wait again, maybe until Obama goes, maybe when Jeb Bush comes on. Perhaps he's gonna, or Santorium, or one of these Catholics that they have out there, gonna attempt. But then you see, look, men could plan and men could do all kind of games, got the people positioned everywhere through the secret societies and all this, and bribes and helps and all that stuff. But if God don't want something to happen, it's not gonna happen until and what's gonna happen is this: the world is gonna become so evil that, I mean, God doesn't want to usurp the devil's authority. He's going to destroy the devil and his followers. So when the majority of people in the world say, "We want Satan," it's not that God has lost. They have lost, because those that choose him and serve him, those of us who choose and serve him, he's going to protect us and he's going to take care of us. So with all the pomp and circumstances, with all the secret societies, with all the lobbying, with all everything is going down, I mean, Pope Francis is going to have to just wait. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's not going to be that he's going to run up and take over the world just like that. I think I have a clue. The Bible says for 1 hour he's going to reign with the kings of the earth, and I think that's going to be just before the Lord comes. So all this big thing that happened with the Huguenots and in Europe and Counter Reformation, all that, you got to discount all that. That ain't going to happen this time around. It's a different time.